Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abhishek and today in this video we are going to talk about two-sum problem. So now let's get into the problem. So let's first understand the question. The question states that given an array of integers nums and an integer target, return the indices of the two numbers such that they add up to the target, right? So we are given an integer array of integers nums, right? And we are also given an integer target, right? All you need to do is that we need to find the indices of the two numbers such they add up to the target element. So you may assume that each input would have exactly one solution. So we may assume that there is only one solution for each input, and you may not use the same element twice. So and we cannot use the same element twice. Okay, you can return the answer in any order. There is no restriction in the ordering of the answer, right? So let's take the example over here. Let's say that we have a nums array which contains elements like 2, 7, 11, 15, and there is a target element 9. Right, we know that 2 plus 7 would add up to 9, right? And the indices of 2 is 0 and that of 7 is 1. And hence our output is 0, 1. Our output can also be 1, 0 because we are given that we can return the answers in any order, right? But let's say that our target element is 4, right? In such situation, we can't have an answer because we can't use the same element twice, right? Over here we can't return like 0, 0. So now let's get to the algorithm of this question. Let's first understand this question with an example. Let's say that we have an array ARR, right, which contains elements like 1, 3, 2, 7, right? Now let's say our target T is is actually initialized to is having the value 9, is having the value 8, right? So what we can do is that the first step what we can do is that we can check each pair, right? That means that we we will have a pointer which will be currently initialized to 0, right? And there is another pointer which will be pointing to I plus 1, right? Now what this will do is that we need to uh, at first uh, at first we will be checking like 1 plus 3 is equals to target element or not, right? Then we will be checking like 1 plus 2 is equals to the target element. Then we'll be checking like 1 plus 7 is equals to target element, right? And then we'll be checking like 3 plus 2 is equals to target element, like this way it will go on. That means at first our I will be pointing to 1, right? Or the index of 0, right? While j, since it is I plus 1, so it will be pointing to the index of 1, right? And then it will be checking like 1 plus 3 is equals to target element, right? Target element or not, right? If it is not equal, then it will be we need to increment the j by 1, right? And then we are going to again check whether 1 plus 2 is equals to target element or not, right? Again we are going to increment the value of j. Then again we're going to check 1 plus 7 is equal to target element or not, right? If the condition is not satisfied, then we're going to move the I value over here from here to here, right? And we are going to initialize j to here, right? So in order to do this task, we require two loops, right? One containing I, one will start from 0 and another will start from I plus 1, right? So the time complexity for this algorithm is big O of n square. Since we are traversing, we would be having two loops, right? So we are traversing through the array twice, right? While the space complexity for this algorithm is big of 1 because we are not using any extra space over here. So now let's try to optimize this time complexity, right, to some big O of n log n, right? Let's try to do this. Big O of n log n. Let's see whether we can achieve whether we can solve this problem in this time in big O of n log n time complexity or not. Let's say we have an array ARR which contains elements like 1 comma 3 comma 2 comma 4, right, comma 5. Now let's say that that what we need to do is that we need let's say the target element is 6. Okay, yeah, the target element is 6, right? So what you can do is that we can start from 1, right? Now then we will be having like 1 plus, sum this 1 plus 3, right? If we sum 1 plus 3, it is 4, right? Now we know that 4 is less than 6, right? So we need something, right? We need something which is greater than 4. We need a sum which is greater than 4. So what we can do is that we can take 2, right? So we can take 2. See, so if we take 2, so we found that 2 plus 3, right? So 2 plus 3 is still it is less than 6, right? So we need something which is greater than 2, right? But not the element 3, right? Which 3 is already because we are already containing 3 in our pair, right? So anything which is greater than 2 is actually 4, right? Over here we got. So we see that 4 plus 3, right? Again, now you would see that 4 plus 3, now 4 plus 3 is actually becoming greater than 6. So now what we'll do that we need something, we need to decrease the value of 3 right now, right? So let's take something which is smaller than 3. We can take 2, let's take 2. Okay, so if we take 2, so we'll be having like 4 plus 2, right? 4 plus 2 is actually giving us the result, right? Yeah, which is equals to 6. So what exactly we are doing is that over here in this algorithm is that at first we are storing, at first we are summing this element, yeah, and this element, right? And then we are checking whether that sum is actually less than or not. If it is less than, then we are actually incrementing the first part of the pair, right? That is the lowest element. We are incrementing that part. And if it is greater, then what we are doing, we are decrementing the highest, right? We are decrementing the second part, right? So so what this algorithm says that uh, so over here we are using the two pointers concept, right? Two pointers concept we are using over here. So now before using the two pointers concept, we need to sort this array, right? So now let's sort this array. So after sorting the array, our array will be look like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, right? So now what we are going to use the same technique that we are going to point the low over here, okay, while we are going to point the high over here, right? Then we are going to check whether 1 plus 5 is equals to the target element or not. But let's say we take a target element of 5 this time. Okay, so so we were going to check whether 1 plus 5 is actually is equals to 5 or not, right? It is so 6 is actually greater than 5, right? So since it is greater than 5, what we're going to do is that we have to decrement the high pointer, right, by 1. So now high will be pointing to 4. So now we are going to check whether 1 plus 4 is equals to the target number. Now we know that 1 plus 4 is equals to 5, right? And hence we have got our answer, and we will return like 0 comma 3 over here, right? So the time complexity for this algorithm is actually bigger of n log n, because we are sorting the array, and the host type complexity for sorting an array is actually bigger of n log n, right? While the space complexity over here is also bigger of 1, because we are not using an extra space over here, right? So now let's see whether we can optimize this type complexity a bit more. That is, we can take it to big of n or not. Consider an array which contains elements of 1, 3, 5, 2, right? And the target element is 5, right? So for this approach, we will be requiring an unordered map, right? So the reason we are taking an unordered map, because in unordered map the insertion takes place in big of 1, and also deletion also takes place in big of 1. But while in map the insertion and deletion takes place in big of n log n, right? And hence we are taking another map MP. So let's we will be also requiring a pointer, right? I, which will be I equals to 0, right? Which will be pointing to 1 over here, or the index 0, right? Now now before storing the value of MP, right, we will be checking whether 5 minus 1, right, is present in the map or not, right? But here we can say that the map is empty, right? So 5 minus 1 is not, so the condition is not satisfied, right? And hence we need to store this value. Yeah, store 1 as the element, right? And also we will be storing the position. Here the position of 1 is 1, right? So now we're going to increment the value of 5 by 1, that is, it will be now it will be pointing to 1, index 1, right? So at index 1 we saw there is this element 3, right? So we'll be again checking like whether 5 minus 3, that is 2, is present in our map or not. But we can see that 2 is not present, right? So again the condition is not satisfied, right? So again we are going to store this value. Let's store this value at first. We store like 3 comma 2 will be stored over here, right? So now again we need to increment this value of 5 by 1, and now it is going to point to 0, 2, right? That is this element over here. So now again we are going to check whether our 5 minus 5, right, and that is 0, is present in our our map or not. But 0 is also not present, right? So again we are going to store the value of 5 and also the index or the position as 3, right? So now again we are going to increment the value of I by 1. I will be pointing to index 3, right? And the element is 2, right, over here. So now we will be subtracting the element with the target element, and so now we got 3, right? And we can see that 3 is present, right? See, the key 3 is present over here, right? And so hence we have got, right? So now when the condition is satisfied, right, so what we going to return, we have to return the indexes, right? Indices, that is, we will be returning like returning MP of 5 minus 2, right? That is the position of 3 minus 1. We were subtracting it from 1 because uh, we required to subtract in order to get the index we will be subtracting 1 from the position, right? And then we will be storing the I, that is index, right, which will be 3, right? Okay, right, 3. So the time complexity for this algorithm is uh, big of n, because we are traversing through the loop once, right? While the space complexity is big of n2, because we are using an extra space over here in terms of by using another map or in order to store the indices of the element, right? And hence its space complexity is big of n. So now let's get to the code for this algorithm. So over here we are at first taken another map, right, which contains an integer as key and an integer as value, right? And the name of the another map is MP. Now we are traversing through the loop, right, where I is storing the value of 0, and it is going up to nums.size minus 1, right? And I is incremented by 1. Now inside the loop we are checking whether MP of target minus nums of I, right, is actually greater than 0 or not. That is whether this value is present in our map or not, right? If it is present, then we are printing out the index as MP of target of nums of I minus 1, and we are also printing out I, and then we are storing nums of MP of nums of I as I plus 1, where I is the index, right? So if this condition is not satisfied, then we are returning an empty vector over here. Now since we are traversing through this loop only once, right? So the time complexity is big of n, and since we are using an unordered map over here, the space complexity is big of n too. Now let's run this code to see whether it is accepted or not. So it's accepted, right? So that's all for today. If you like this video, do like, share and subscribe to our channel, and see you in our next video. Thank you.